Welcome back to our channel. We had so much fun with you guys last night at our live show. You had a lot of questions about the composting toilet, and I know Doug had just done a video on it, kind of like the end part of the composting. So I want to bring you along to show you the beginning parts of composting in our toilet. So come on over here. Welcome to our back room. As you can see, this is our composting toilet. Now, when you do the toilets, I've seen so many different ways. We just went with just a general box. You could go ahead and go to Walmart and get a 5-gallon bucket just with a seat that goes right on top of it. You can be simple like that. People have gotten fancy, made them into chairs. So there's lots of ways to do this, and it works great any way you do it. And all this is this box, and in it, we put a 5-gallon bucket. It's really easy to open and close, put together, and then you can just get a regular old toilet seat, any kind you want. I've seen them with the cushions on them. You can get them with colors, whatever you like. And then you put that on top, and it just works just like a regular toilet. You go to the bathroom. All right, I just went potty, and then what I'm gonna do is get my toilet paper. Now, the toilet paper that we use is ones that are used with no chlorine, and also they're recyclable. So that's the kind we use, but you can use any type of toilet paper. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna wipe, and then you can put it in the toilet. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cover my waste and the toilet paper with sawdust. I want good sawdust from a sawmill that doesn't have any chemicals or anything in it, just natural sawdust. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover my stuff up with the sawdust. You could use leaves, you could use grass clippings, anything that is compostable will work. But we like the sawdust the best here. And if you guys want a little tip, you can get sawdust. Just check, on the internet in your local area and check and see where there's sawmills, because they're generally really good about giving you the sawdust. People ask me all the time about if there's any smell, and I'll tell you, there is no smell at all. So if I get down here, I could stick my head in here. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't gross me out or anything like that. It's so easy to clean. I just did a video on the wet wipes. Here's my homemade wet wipes. All I do, basically, if I need to clean, it's so simple, is I can use these. They're all natural. They're not made with much. I can wipe my toilet down. I can clean the seat, clean it up all the way around. If I want to even clean the inside of the bucket, if somebody, if you get something on it, just clean it up. It's so simple. And then if it does smell, and it's usually because of the urine, you just need to go ahead and put a little bit more of the sawdust on top. This is so clean, so easy. I love it. I need to get some more sawdust, so I'm gonna get the bucket here and show you where we keep it. We go ahead and put the sawdust in the back of our pickup truck, and if you don't have a pickup truck, maybe you can ask someone, or even possibly we have friends who use feed bags, those 50-pound bags of feed bags, or even if you get black oil sunflower seeds, you could use those, and people put them in the back of their trunks. So there's lots of ways you can do it. It's really simple and easy, no excuses. And I want to show you, these are my favorite animals on the homestead. These are the guineas. Favorite animals on the homestead. I love my guineas. They're so much fun. They're great for ticks and bugs, and they're just a lot of fun to watch. We're going to get quite a few more this summer. We're going to hatch out some guinea keeps. So stay tuned for that on how to raise them and raise them successfully, because we've had a lot of luck with them. This is our sawdust stash, and we just used an old IBC tote that we cut the top off. When we first did it, we went ahead in the barn and we just would put a big huge pile of it. We just dumped the truck back there. But then over time you find, because sawdust does soak up moisture, that's what's so good about it with the urine in the composting toilet. It soaks up a lot of moisture, so it was kind of getting wet and it wasn't working as well. So we want to keep it nice and dry. And all I do is we keep it covered so nothing gets inside, and I just get my shovel and I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up, and I put it in my bucket. Nice and dry and fluffy. And remember, the drier the sawdust, the better. As opposed to using 1 or 2 cups to cover your business, it's gonna maybe take 3 or 4, so drier the better. We've learned that one the hard way. I got my sawdust, and now I'm gonna say hello to my best guy Rambo and the girls. And the babies. Hi Rambo, hi girls, hi babies. How's everyone? You're looking awful good, like in the sun today. Oh, he likes his bottom rubbed. Alright, you guys have a nice day. Oh, and here's another one, a question we get a lot. How long does it take for us to fill up one of these buckets? The buckets generally take Doug and I about 5 days or so to fill up. And if you have company, of course, you know, it might be, you know, maybe 3 days or something. But generally simple and easy. And then when we're done, we put a lid on it. And a little note about the lids on these 5-gallon buckets. They have new ones now. Let me show you. The older lids on the buckets were harder. You really have to mash them down on there, and they were hard to get off, especially for me. We started seeing they're carrying these kind of lids. They just kind of go on and they pop on. Really simple and easy, and I love these. So we've replaced all of our lids for our 5-gallon buckets with these now. People ask, how many buckets can you keep around? Well, I mean, it just depends on, you know, your space. We have a little humidor hacienda outside where we can put quite a few buckets. Sometimes in the, you know, very cold winter months, you can keep them in the house because they have a lid on them. There's no smell or odor or anything like that. We even had a comment, it was so funny because Doug had done 25 because this winter was pretty harsh, and so we ended up with 25 buckets. They had 90 buckets. I thought, woo, that's a lot. So it just, you know, just depends on your space. I know some people who might just do 1 bucket and just changing it out every time their bucket is full. So it just depends on your preference or your facilities where you're at. So when we're using the composting toilet and the buckets, we fill them all the way to the top. So you know it's time to change it when it gets close to touching you. So that's when we know we put a lid on and replace it with another bucket. Then when you replace it, we learn this little tip. We make sure to put a scoop or 2 of sawdust in the bottom before we do our business, because what it'll do is it'll help prevent from any of the leaching of the smells into the plastic. So we found that really works really well. Well, I hope that answers some of the questions about the composting toilet. If you guys have any other questions that you want to know about the composting toilet, please leave your comments below. I can't tell you, I love the system. I love the way how it works. It's so simple, especially when Doug gets to dump them all out and I didn't get to help that day. So other than that, we'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.